Hey everyone, welcome back. I am back today with more Demon Slayer, you guys. In case you couldn't tell by my last reaction, I was freaking the heck out over the last episode and the events of the last episode, and it just confirmed for me a lot of things. It opened up a lot of new things, and I can't wait to get into it with you and just kind of briefly recap kind of how I felt about it and where I'm at with it. But first, I just want to say, if you're joining me early today, you know just what that means. It means you are one of my awesome patrons. Thank you so much, and as always, I'm sending up those big old hugs right through that screen. And if not, still thank you for joining me today. I'm glad you're here. I do hope you'll consider supporting me that way. The link to my Patreon is going to be in the description down below. If you are joining me on those YouTubes, I hope you'll hit like and subscribe for me. Thank you so much. Yeah, guys. So, you know, we touched base on a couple things with like Tanjiro's family last time. I had already, just based on kind of some of the things that they were telling us in the past, I had already kind of inferred that Kibutsuji knew Tanjiro's dad. Like, they had pretty much come out and told us that because of the earrings and everything. But, I mean, to think that he fears Tanjiro's dad to the point where it's in... I mean, it must be a pretty strong memory if it's a memory that got passed down through his blood, you know? Like, I feel like that's significant in some way. And some of you guys kind of pointed that out, that, like, that fear is very, very real. So, you know, we still have a lot to learn, I think, about what exactly is going on with Tanjiro's bloodline and Nezuko's bloodline. But it kind of confirmed for me, like, okay, these two were at odds. Whatever happened, it was not an accident that he ended up at Tanjiro's house. Like, that was not just it was not a random demon feeding by any stretch of the imagination. I had always kind of assumed that Nezuko was allowed, like, he turned her and then set her off, like, as a, you know, either as kind of a you know, like a screw you to them, or just for whatever reason he had plans for her. This was the first episode where they really drove it home to me that, no, she was not supposed to get away. Like, that was supposed to be a slaughter, and she got away somehow. Now that we're seeing some of her powers, it's not shocking me that she managed to get away, I'll be honest. When the little biter thing comes out, guys, stuff's about to go down. Like, that, just the whole end scene was so good. And so now we've seen this new form for Nezuko. I'm not sure what exactly it means. I'm not sure, you know, I really have no details or no clue on, like, where this could be going. But one thing is for sure, this upper ranking demon is in trouble. Serious trouble. Like, gonna be dead soon. Getting to see Nezuko just, like, hulk out that way was just so sweet. And Tanjiro, like, I don't want to overshadow what happened with Tanjiro, because Tanjiro himself was, like, undergoing some kind of process last episode. I'm not exactly sure. A few of you likened what happened with his eyes to, like, what happens to the demon's eyes when they're about to feed. I don't think that that's, like, a clue. It's just maybe, like, a comparison. Or, I mean, who knows? Who actually even knows? But he was in the zone, and he was, like, so focused that he was not breathing, which is pretty scary, and also goes totally against everything that we know, like, the Demon Slayer core promotes. Breathing is everything, guys. Breathing is everything. Which sounds simple enough to say, but, like, I feel like they took it to another level. I feel like breathing in general is a positive thing. You really want to be breathing. But anyways, guys, I'm dying to see what's going to happen next. This arc has been really, really great so far. And I just feel like we're just on the cusp of something even more incredible than even a lot of the stuff that we've seen so far. So without further ado, what do you say we go ahead and we jump right into the next newest episode of Demon Slayer? Let's go. Wow, guys. Okay, I thought the last episode was crazy, and it was, but this one just took it to a whole other level, because if we just briefly review here, we had Nezuko going into such a demon state that she was like becoming just an all-powerful demon with very little Nezuko left. Heartbreaking lullaby scene, Tanjiro just killing it with bringing her back. Instant sleep after the melt. It just reminded me so much of a kid where like they just hug out and they're like the worst screaming you've ever heard. And then they just start crying and fall asleep in a little ball. And that was pretty much what happened here. I find it really interesting now that, well, just to finish the recap, then we have this whole thing happen with the demon. The demon apparently has a brother. I have no idea why. I will put forth a few theories, but I find it really interesting that we have Tanjiro and Nezuko, who are like a brother and sister here, and now we have this brother-sister demon combo. And I do find that particularly interesting that, like, when she yelled out brother, I'm like, okay, that's a pretty interesting coincidence that we have, you know, she's being protected by her brother the same way that and even just like her meltdown after, you know, like their meltdowns were happening like at the same time. It's pretty interesting. I don't know if the demon like had a brother and they both became like the same demon. Or, I mean, is it possible, and I know this is kind of an outlandish theory, so if it's crazy, just never mind me, but, you know, we saw, like, in her flashbacks, it wasn't totally clear what happened, but it almost looked like she was being abandoned. Is it possible that she, when she became a demon, like, split off into, you know, like creating someone who would like always be there for her and take care of her and protect her because of what she had experienced? That's just kind of a, I don't really know how much there is to that. But I mean, that's just kind of sad and also very dangerous. Like it's dangerous for us, but at the same time, it's just really sad. And that's weird because like they both have that same weird thing about beauty, and his thing is like the blood sickles, but they also almost, they don't trap people in them, but the way he was using them reminded me of the way she was using the belts. So are they like the same person demon-wise, but they're brother and sister, or are they literally the same person? I really don't know. I could not tell you. I'm sure we will get details as time goes on. We usually get a pretty heartbreaking, tragic backstory about the demons, like right as they're about to die. So when Tengen inevitably puts this demon away, demons, I think that's probably what we're going to see, is we'll get it explained then. I just feel like Tengen's got this under control. I don't see this going in the direction of like another Rengoku story. I'll be very, very, very upset if like Hashira are just like, if we just get through this and like no Hashira are surviving. That's really going to upset me. It upset me about Rengoku, but it's like really going to upset me if we lose Tengen as well. But I don't see that being where they're going with it. I could be wrong. But, guys, we're in for it. That was just so, Nezuko just being the best girl, though. It's so sad to think that, you know, when we first got to know Nezuko as a demon and we saw that, like, she was very much still Nezuko. She had retained all of her Nezuko-ness. I was like, that makes total sense because, like, her wonderful nature just overcame being a demon. Seeing her losing that as her power grows begs two questions. First of all, why does she have seemingly limitless power as a demon? Like, what is that about? Is it because of their bloodline? Maybe. Also, it begs the question, like, how do we keep her? How do we remedy this? Because I was pretty content with, okay, Nezuko's never going to become like a demon. She's Nezuko. But we see like she has that potential now. So like, what are we gonna do, guys? I don't know. I don't know where any of this is going. I could not tell you. And I absolutely love that. I think there is a wonderful unpredictability about this show. And at the same time, it's not just unpredictable. It's so incredibly beautiful and creative the way that it's all put together and the story is told. So, oh, you guys, that was quite the episode. That was quite the episode. I loved it. I just could not help but like cheering on Nezuko, even though I knew like, oh no, she's losing herself, but at the same time, this is like, what a boss. Seriously. All right, guys, we've got some good help now showing up from the God of Festivals and the Mountain God, and whatever kind of god Zenitsu would be. God of Sleep, maybe? I don't know. All right, guys, I literally cannot wait for the next episode. This arc just ramped up in the biggest way. And I absolutely love this episode. And I hope you will enjoy watching along with me in the future. I hope you enjoyed watching along with me today. As always, thank you so much for joining me. Please be sure to join me next time. We will watch it together. Bye for now, guys.